Welcome to my office. So with the whole COVID-19 thing going on right now, I wanted to keep it real and show you where I'm basically living right now in my house and all the things that I have kind of bought or arranged to set myself up comfortably while working from home during this current unfortunate health global crisis. Let's begin with hardware. I have my 15-inch MacBook Pro, which is closed down over here in the corner. This is my work laptop provided by Uber. I brought it home from the office, and this is what I'm using to do all of my current day-to-day work. Then moving over here, I have my Dell screen. I actually have no idea what model of Dell this is. I will look that up and put it down in the description. This monitor actually comes from my desk at work. So when we heard that we were going to be working from home, we had a couple of days to go into the office and get our things that we wanted to bring home. We were allowed to bring home laptops and our monitors. So this is actually my monitor provided by Uber that I usually have in the office at work. Now, I'm really glad that I brought it home because doing designs on a 15-inch MacBook it's maybe doable for a couple of days, but it's really nice to have my big screen. I can still get in the zone, focus, and do all the work that I need to do. Then down here you will see I have a iPad Pro. This is not the new one that just came out. This is the other most recent one. And I don't actually use this very much. I did have this here because I was using it purely for meetings. So I liked to kind of have the iPad here that I could just, I have my calendar loaded, I have the Zoom app. I could just quickly jump into a meeting and didn't have to worry about getting all my stuff out of the way on my computer. Downside of doing that though is if you need to share your screen, then you're not on your computer. Also, it has a really bad camera and an equally bad camera angle. So I used it for a week or so, and then I was like, maybe I don't want to use this for video calling. So instead, I upgraded to a webcam like it's 1995. So reason I bought the webcam was because my laptop is closed here. It's quite a small desk as you can see, and I didn't really have the extra space or the need for having my laptop as a second display. So because my laptop is closed, it was getting annoying having to pull it out and open it just to join a meeting and have my video on. So that's why I was using the iPad, but that wasn't really working. So I went ahead and bought this Logitech webcam. This is the Logitech C920S, I believe. It is very high definition. It's very nice to use. It also has this really nice little privacy cap. So when I am not on a call, I can just close the cap and have the comfort of knowing that nobody is watching me. It also has a blue light so I know when it's actually on and in use. That's also very nice to know, okay, my webcam is on now, people can see me. And I don't know, I think it was $100 and it's just generally been a nice little upgrade to have in my home office. In keeping up with meeting hardware, I also have this little microphone. It is a Samsung microphone, and I had this all ready for when I travel and I need to record my podcast. So if you don't know, I have a podcast. It's called Design Life. I talk about design with my friend Charlie Marie. I will link it. But I had this mic all ready for my podcast traveling, and I thought that maybe it might be nice to have some good audio quality when I'm on calls. So I just have this sitting in front of me, and then when I'm on Zoom, I make sure that my input for my microphone is set to my Samsung mic. Next, I have this amazing Apple keyboard. It's not that interesting. You probably all own this already. It's just a regular keyboard. This is again from work. So from the office, I brought this home and I'm really glad that I did because typing on a laptop for a few months is not my ideal scenario. This is my favorite mouse ever. I have been using the MX Master, I think this is the 2S version, for maybe almost 5 years now. It's technically a gaming mouse, and I know it might look a little bit ugly, but it is the most comfortable thing to use. And I don't know, when I'm spending half of my day clicking and drawing in Figma, I like to have a good mouse. So I have this, again, it's from the office. I brought this one home, but it is technically my personal mouse. In addition to that, I also have this trackpad. I purely have this trackpad for when my mouse dies. So I don't actually use this at all unless my mouse dies and I'm in a freak situation where I don't have time to wait for it to charge or something like that. I just kind of have this as a backup. Usually it has battery in it, but if not, I just plug it into my laptop and it works fine as a temporary solution. I'm not a huge trackpad fan. I know that some people can do like full-on designing with a trackpad. I'm not one of those. I really need my mouse, so it's really just a temporary thing. I am one of those people that still uses a mouse pad. This is the Shacoon mouse pad, and again, I've had this for about 5 years and I really, really like it. I mostly use this honestly because I hate the surface of this desk, and it's just like really scratchy. Can you hear that? It's just not nice to use a mouse on this surface. So this mat kind of makes it a little bit nicer and easier to use. Right, then for headphones, these are called Ears. I will link them again. And honestly, I really don't like these headphones. I purely have them because I was gifted them and they're wireless. So I like that for when I go running and things like that, or I'm on my bike. In general, I don't think these are a very good product or brand, unfortunately. They just constantly disconnect. The battery is really bad. It'll say you have 50% and then an hour later it's dead. Just in general, like not a lovely product, but it does work fine when I have to jump on a call. I do like keep them on charge most of the day. So I have like a little micro USB charger here. And whenever I'm not using these, they're on charge because it's super awkward when you're in a meeting and your headphones die and you're like, wait, awkward. I need to change my input-output settings and my headphones died. Yeah, that's really awkward and I hate when that happens. So I'm constantly charging them. They work fine, but they're not amazing. Reason I don't use AirPods, which I'm sure you're all thinking, is because I actually have an Android phone. I know, shock horror for a designer. So AirPods, Android phone it's not very compatible. So that is why I use these. Okay, let's talk about the desk for a second. So if you haven't noticed, I am standing. This is a sit to stand desk from IKEA. Now, I did not have this desk. We bought this desk, a second desk for our office. My partner Owen is using our original, very nice wooden desk, and we both do not fit on one desk, so we needed something else. So we bought this from IKEA. It is sit to stand. It does have the crank, which is kind of annoying, but hey, it was very, very cheap. And it's just something that we're kind of using as a temporary solution. I think in the future, if I really wanted to set up properly here at home and was working from home full time, I would definitely invest in a better desk. This is fine. I'm glad to have a workspace and a place that I can sit and work. A lot of my colleagues are having to work from their kitchen benches or like from their couch. So I'm very grateful to have this, and I'm happy that it's sit to stand because I do stand quite a lot during the day. So it's working fine. In the corner here, I have a couple of plants. Both of these plants are from the office. I took them home to take care of them. So usually they're on my desk at work. What else do I have? These are my regular over-ear headphones. They are the noise cancelling Sony MDR1000X. I've had these for a few years. They are brilliant. Honestly, I'm not actually using these very much at all while working from home because I just have music going through the background. We have Sonos speakers. And when I'm on a Zoom or a meeting call, I don't like having noise cancelling headphones on because I cannot hear myself talk. And so I end up naturally talking very, very loudly. That's why I use the other headphones. So not using these a lot unless like my partner who's in the same room as I am is maybe on a meeting and like I just need to block him out and like listen to some hardcore music while I design, then I'll wear these. The lighting in here is not super great. As you can see, we have like this kind of standing light, but it's not like great for working. So as a temporary solution, I have put this light on my desk. This is the Casper night light. It's really, really cool. When you flip it, it turns on. This is gonna ruin the lighting of my video. And then when you flip it back over, it turns back off. So I kind of just have this behind my computer if I, need a little bit of extra light or it's getting dark or, I look really dark on a meeting. I'll just flip that over and have that there. Okay, last but not least is chair. Now, sadly, we only have one office chair in our house, which my partner is mostly using. We kind of take turns if we're in and out. But when he's using it and I want to sit, then I use one of our dining chairs with this cushiony blanket on it to give it a little bit of cushioning. This is not the greatest solution. I really wish I had an office chair. That's one of the things that I wish I had or could have taken home from the office is our chairs. And office chairs are really, really expensive. So to buy one, I want to buy something that's like comfortable and I actually invest in and will use for a long time, and not just some temporary chair as a solution. It's probably not something that I'm going to buy. So in the meantime, I'm just using one of our dining chairs. It's not great. It's not super comfortable, but actually I kind of like that it's not comfortable because it encourages me to stand a lot more than I usually would. So yeah, that just is what the situation is right now. I think that's everything. So that's pretty much it. So there was only a couple of things I bought. The desk is one thing that we bought, and the webcam also. These are just nice to haves, really. The webcam, obviously I could just use my laptop. And the desk, I mean, for me it's a bit more than a nice to have. It's kind of a need to have because I really didn't want to be sitting on a couch all day or at my kitchen bench. Hopefully it's temporary. I know that times are really weird right now. I've been really wondering what kind of content to put on YouTube during this period because it feels kind of weird to like keep making normal content, but then I also don't want to like be a downer and add to all the anxiety that I know is out there about COVID-19. But we're all in this situation together and it sucks and it's weird, and this is my life. So I thought if I could just share with you what's going on with my life right now, hopefully it provides a little bit of a distraction. If you're worried about like the future of your work right now, I've had a lot of people reaching out to me that like their internship has been cancelled. They were lined up for job opportunities, for interviews, they've been cancelled. I know it's scary. I don't have that much advice. This has never happened before, so I'm really, really sorry that happened to you. All I would recommend is to just, if you're in the right mindset, to just keep creating. Don't feel the pressure to create if you're not feeling it. But if you're in the mind space and you're in the zone to keep creating and you still have that motivation and ambition, then just make the most of this opportunity to create stuff, to update your portfolio if that's been on your mind for a while, or to, have another look at your resume. Just keep creating stuff and put yourself in a position that when and if this whole thing is over, you will be ready to go and ready to shine with like interviewing, applying, picking your feet back up and getting back out there. So that would be my advice, but only if you have the energy for it. It is totally also okay to just not do that. I personally am feeling a little bit of a motivation blow and not feeling super inspired and motivated to, keep creating stuff and talk about design. So do what's best for your mental health. That's probably my biggest advice. Okay, that was enough serious stuff. Thank you for watching. Would love to know what your current workstation setup is like. Did you have a desk you could throw together? Are you working at your kitchen island, at your dining table? What's your situation? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in another video. Bye-bye.